Hey, what's up? Welcome to Blender tutorial part 2, where we are not creating an object, we are just looking into the tools. So let's get started. In the last part, I show you how to move in a 3D scene and how to add, for example, a 3D object. It is with Shift A, and then I'm creating a cube, for example. I told you how to move it, how to rotate it, and how to scale it. And if you want to stay just on one axis, for example, I also told you you are doing a combination of G and Y, for example, and there you can see that it's just moving on the Y axis. But you can extend this command. So, for example, you can say, I want to move my cube just for 1 meters up on the Z axis. And then you're doing this like G, Z, and 1. And this you can also do with scale and rotate. I want to scale my cube up with S and 2, and then I'm scaling it up. And for example, I just wanted to scale it up on the Y axis, the same thing, S, Y, and 2, and you can see it's scaling it up. And for example, you can do it also with R, rotate for 45 degrees, it's 45 degrees. Or you can say, okay, rotate on the Z axis for 45 degrees. As you can see, it's really simple and it's helping you a lot to work exactly. So with this kind of tools, you can work really, really fast. So when I'm working with primitive, it's called box modeling. And the box modeling has the nice feature that you, as an artist, you are working and beginning with a low resolution primitive, for example, a cube or a sphere, and by modifying it, or by extruding and scaling it or rotating it, you are creating a really nice model. So it's helping you to begin with something. Some artists, they are not using it, but you as a beginner, it's a really nice feature just to work with it and to create something really fast. For example, a prototype. So with Shift A, I can add a mesh, a primitive, and for example, I'm choosing the cylinder, and here in the corner, you can see that there's an option, add cylinder, and when I'm clicking it, I can say I want to have more vertices, to have a detailed object, or not so many, to have a low resolution, or for example, I want to extend the radius. So you can play with this around, or you can change, for example, also the location, but these kind of stuff, the rotation and location, you can do it also afterwards. So when you're playing around with these values, be careful, because when you're not having a graphic card or your graphic card is not so good, it's really hard work for the laptop or for the PC to calculate this detail segments and rings. So just be careful, and you can also work with a low resolution object. So you don't need such a detailed object. Okay, I just wanted to show you that there's this option. I'm deleting it. Yeah, and now I'm adding a cube, and here's my cube. And I wanted to show you a nice feature, because when you're working with your object and for example you want to create a city or something else, and you want to know if it is on a level, on the same level. This is really easy. For that, you're pressing Shift A and then plane. And with this object, I can have something where I can see, okay, this is my level. And then I'm scaling it up, and as you can see, that my object is above this level, and that's why I'm pressing my object, and then I'm pressing GZ1 because I wanted to have it on my level. And when I'm pressing Alt, we can see that this is on the level. Here you can see here that these are on one level. So now I have the cube on my level. There's another nice feature in Blender to work better in our 3D scene. And for that, I'm adding another object with Shift A, a cube, and I want to have this cube above my other cube. So I'm going to the front view, and then I'm pressing the snapping tool. And here you can see you can snap also on the vertex, on the edge, on the face, and so on. But now I just wanted to snap it here. And when you're pressing it, and for example with G, I have this feeling that it is snapping on the 3D scene. And now for me it's really easy to work with this. So with Shift D I'm duplicating it, and I can create really easy something like a house or something, or I don't know. And this was really fast and easy because of the snapping tool. So you can also use the snapping tool. Okay, I deleted the other cubes and I didn't want to be in the snapping tool anymore, so I'm just pressing the snapping tool on and off, and now it's off. And now you have to understand that in the object mode, the objects are objects. And to change the vertices and the edges, we are going with tab over the click mode, here object, and here's the edit mode, to the edit mode. So I'm pressing tab because it's really fast. And now I'm in the edit mode. And you can see here that we have more tools now. I'm showing it to you. Object mode and now edit mode. You can see the tools here. So what can we do in the edit mode? We can see here that it is choosing the vertices. The vertices are these points here, and I can press them. Or, for example, I can say, okay, no, I just want to have the edge. An edge is always two vertices. So you can see it like here. Here are my edges, and I also can press the edges. Or we can say I just want the faces, and here we can press the faces. Yeah, and what can we do with this? For example, now we can say I want to move just this face. When I'm pressing G, you can see I'm just moving this face. And then I'm pressing escape because I don't want to do this. And when I'm pressing the edges, you can see just this edge is moving. Or for example, I can say rotate for 45 degrees to have an abstract object. Or I can just say, okay, I want just move one vertice, GZ, and then you can see that I can move it. Okay, now you can also delete a face or a vertice or an edge. And for example, when I'm deleting my face here, I'm pressing X. And here you can choose if you want to delete the vertices or the edges or the faces. And I want to delete the face. So here I deleted the face. Now you can see that my cube has a hole. And to repair this, here to the vertices or to the edges, then you're pressing all the vertices. And in this case, you have to press Shift to press all the vertices. And now you are pressing F for fill. We're deleting something, you can repair it afterwards. So F for fill. You can also merge the vertices or the edges together. So how can you do this? And in which case it is necessary to do this when you want to create a roof. This is really easy. The same thing. You're selecting all the vertices here. And then you have an option to press M for merge. And when I'm doing it, you can say merge it at center, at cursor, at collapse, at first, at last, or by distance. And I want to create the roof, and that's why it has to connect all the vertices which I chose in the center. And here you can see it was really easy to create a roof. And you can also do this when you're pressing. I'm going now backwards with Control Z. Now I have the vertices selected, and I can also do it in a click way. I'm going here to mesh and then to merge. And here I have the same options, or you can just press M. And another way is you can press F3, and here you can search for something. Here you can see, for example, at a cone, at a cube, but I want to merge. And here you can see I have also the option merge at center, and now I have it. So it's really easy. Another option how to create a roof really fast is, for example, I have chosen the vertices again, and then I'm scaling it up, but with 0. So there's no scaling, so it has to go to 0. And here you can see that it did the same job. So in 3D modeling, there are always a lot of different ways how to create the same. But in this case, we have a problem because the vertices didn't merge together. They are now on the same spot. And how do I know this? Because we scale it up to 0. And when I'm pressing here the vertice and I'm moving it, you can see that the vertices have the same coordinate. But this can be a problem. When you, for example, when you want to print something, there can be problems, or when you're working with modifiers, for example. So that's why you have to be careful not to have doubles. So doubled vertices. And how can we change this? This is also really easy. So when you're modeling, just do it at the end. Just press A. So with A, I'm selecting everything. And then pressing M. And then merge by distance. Because when a vertice is on the same spot as this other vertice, we're just saying, okay, merge them together to not have these kind of problems. And when I'm pressing this, you can see here, removed 3 vertices. So now, when I'm moving my vertex here with G, you can see that there's no problem anymore. So be careful when you're modeling it. Press A, then M, and merge by distance. Do it every time. Then you have no problems with other modifiers and so on.